Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Have fun in research and computing. Today's topic is all about qualitative research. I was asked by one of my colleagues in education. He's from Caraga region in Mindanao. He was asking about qualitative research. He still knew about it, so I'm glad and I'm motivated to share with you my idea about qualitative research. So I will share my screen now. So this is qualitative research. I will introduce myself. I am Dr. Mark N. Abadiano. I'm a Doctor of Philosophy in Education, major in Research and Evaluation from Cebu Normal University. How does qualitative research differ from quantitative? Qualitative research is a systematic, subjective approach used to describe life experiences and give them meaning. In quantity, we are used to getting survey, conducting survey with um, respondents. But in qualitative, there's a need to interview. There's a need before pandemic occur. Qualitative need to be conducted and being interviewed with participants face to face. But with the advent of pandemic coronavirus, we can do that via Skype or cyberspace interview. It is also useful in understanding human experiences. When we interview, we know there's pain, how to care with them, the powerlessness of the participants, and sometimes we comfort them. Focuses also on understanding the holistic philosophy of of the discipline being studied or the topic being studied. What are the frameworks for qualitative studies? The goal of qualitative research is not hypothesis testing. We're not here to, like in quantity, that there is no significant relationship. We hypothesize things. That's not the goal of qualitative research. The frameworks are used in a different sense in qualitative research. Each type of qualitative research is guided by a particular philosophical stance. So we're dealing here with um, topics, different qualitative research guided by particular philosophical stance. What are these philosophical stance? These are ontological, the nature of reality. Wait for a while. It relates to the nature of reality and its characteristics. Researchers embrace the idea of multiple realities and report on these multiple realities by exploring forms of evidence from different individuals' perspective and experiences. We also have epistemological, how researchers know what they know. Researchers try to get as close as possible to participants being studied. So subjective evidence is assembled based on individual views from research conducted in the field. Next is axiological. The rule of values in research. Researchers make their values known in the study and actively reports their values and biases, as well as the value-laden nature of information gathered from field. Then we also have methodology, the methods used in the process of research. These are based from the book of Creswell. How does the data and qualitative research look different? Data in quali is subjective and systematic, while in quanti, it's more on the objective type, like you can answer yes or no, or in a Likert scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Um, it describes life experiences and gives them meaning. Data in qualitative research are typically words versus numbers in quantitative research. So narratives, that is quali, while quanti, it's more on the numerical value. Focus on the whole and holistic, and that is qualitative. Data incorporate perception and beliefs of researcher and also participants. The purpose of qualitative research can be to describe the experiences, to understand their feelings, to explain things or phenomenon, identify value system, to develop theories, generate model or theories, and a new set of knowledge. And that is qualitative research. That is the beauty of qualitative research. Qualitative research methods have multiple realities. These also have natural setting for data collection, meaning the setting is can be informal and personal when you conduct data because the instrument itself is the researcher, you yourself. Researchers and participants interact. So there's a dynamism or dynamic interaction, not static, meaning it anything goes. Results are rich descriptions. So the narratives are so rich and so powerful sometimes that it can move you. Um, it can make you cry or whatever the feelings you have. But you need to be careful not to be uh, affected also with the subjects or participants. These are approaches to qualitative research. It could be phenomenology or phenomenological. We also have grounded theory, ethnography, exploratory, descriptive, qualitative, historical, and a whole lot more. But these are major um, types of qualitative research. Based on the philosophical orientation and intended outcomes, the types of qualitative approach taken is often dependent on the research questions asked and the purpose of the research study. For example, in phenomenology, let's say phenomenon or phenomenology, it provides a rich description of lived experience. I have three advices in Holy Trinity University in Palawan, and yeah, they're having it now, but I also have in the masters, they conduct study about experiences of the teachers in the various far-flung areas. So these are lived experiences in a far-flung area and the challenges they experience once they have their job there. Teaching them. Then we also have grounded theory, symbolic interaction theory, or the theory can be generated theory development is the result or the output of grounded theory. Meaning is attached to things or actions which form our reality. So this is the beauty of grounded theory. You can create your own theory through inductive or deductive. So in another video that I will record video log next video, I will emphasize more on grounded theory, pheno, ethno. But for now, these are all primer, so we just have to have a little of everything. Then we also have ethnography. As I mentioned, these are based in anthropology, focus on understanding the culture, like the culture of Bajau, culture of the tribes in Palawan, in Mindanao, or Aitas in the southern Tagalog portion. So one of the study of my advisee in Holy Trinity University, they're conducting the life of Taot Bato. So from from womb to tomb, meaning from being born until they're dying, the road to dying. There's rituals and understanding their culture. Um, we also got to go to the mountain and live with them for a couple of days, weeks, or months. It's a nice experience also for my advisee about ethnography. We also have exploratory descriptive. No specific approach described except for naturalistic inquiry or descriptive or qualitative. So addresses the research purpose in question from qualitative method. This is usually done in the academy, especially in the undergrad. You only have an exploratory, descriptive, naturalistic, qualitative research. Not that heavy. Then we also have historical. The examination and description of events or other factors that influence what you are interested in. So, historical facts. These are the qualitative research process. First, you need to select topic and problem. So, students, undergrad and graduate students, especially in the senior high K-12 area, um, before you conduct qualitative research, you need to select topic and problem. But before you have to select topic and problem, you need to read literature, books, journals with a certain topic. So it's a misnomer that we started with a problem. We really need to start reading literature and related studies to select a topic. Then justify the significance of the study. For example, your topic is all about the lived experiences of Bajaus. To justify why you're conducting the study, or a certain tribe, or you're conducting a phenomenological study. So you need to justify the importance of the study. And then later on, you need to design the study, identify and gain access to objects. So you need to know how to access the participants. So there's a protocol on that. We need to do that, the ethical consideration. And also select study subjects and data. Then later on, interpret the results. Let's have a break. Check your understanding. Let's have a question. Which of the following is true about qualitative research? Categories are established for analysis purposes. That's A. B. Data are usually collected in laboratory setting. C. It focuses on studying the whole. D. Intuition and abstraction are suppressed. I'll give you a second. Time is up. The answer is letter C. Qualitative research focuses on the understanding the whole, the holistic philosophy of discipline being studied. Generally, the plan of analysis occurs after the data are collected. Qualitative research focuses on understanding the whole, which is consistent with the holistic philosophy of education or nursing. More often than that, data are collected in naturalistic settings. Qualitative research focuses on understanding the whole, which is consistent with the holistic philosophy of discipline being studied. The researcher often uses intuition while collecting data and must be able to abstract when analyzing it. Qualitative research focuses on understanding the whole, which is consistent with the holistic philosophy of discipline. Which methods are unique to qualitative research? Selection of subjects, researcher-participant relationship, data collection methods, data management, data analysis, and interpretation. So what's unique to qualitative? It's more of the researcher-participant relationship. Whereas in quanti, we conduct study, we don't have personal relationship or interaction with the participants. We just give them survey, interview, survey, method, questionnaires. But in quali, we need to interview them. We need to interact with them. So that's one of the unique qualities of qualitative research. How are subjects selected? Subjects are referred to as participants. In quanti, we call them respondents. Here, in qualitative, we usually refer to them as participants or sometimes informants. May volunteer to be involved in study, may be selected by researcher because of their particular knowledge, experience, or views related to the study. So there are study like case study in quali that can be selected by the researcher. What is purposive sampling? May select individuals typical in relation to the phenomenon under study. May seek out individuals different in some way from other participants to get diverse perspective. So usually snowballing technique is commonly used. So the referral method from one small refer of snowball, and it will become bigger and bigger when you refer to someone else. How do sample sizes differ from quantitative study? Decisions regarding sample size differ based on the needs related to study purpose, and the number of subjects is usually smaller. It's really like a point of saturation when the the narratives or the commentaries, the themes are um, repeated commonly. You may stop at the 11th participant, 13th, or 14th. Case studies with only one subject may be used. 6 to 10 subjects not unusual. What are the characteristics of research participant relationship? Participants are treated as colleagues rather than subjects. The researcher must have a support and confidence of participants to complete the study. So you need to have a rapport with your participants. Like when you're conducting a study in, for example, prostitution, you need to have a rapport with them. Or some addicts or some sexual deviant behavior, you need to uh, develop confidence and rapport. Then maintaining relationship is of utmost importance. What does observation include? A process of understanding what is going on here. So you need to look and listen carefully. You need to observe the whole aspect of the participants, the traits, the nonverbal cues. Then note routine activities, focus on details, note processes as well as discrete events. So there should be a note taking or memo writing, and note unexpected events also. What is included in interviewing? Usually in the interview in Quali, it's open-ended format. Unlike in Quanti, close. Um, Researcher defines focus. No fixed sequence of questions. So it could be free flowing. Unlike in quantitative, you can only answer yes or no, A, B, C, D, or the Likert scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Highly satisfactory, whatever is that. Questions tend to change as researcher gains insight from previous interviews and or observation. Participants or respondents are encouraged to raise issues not addressed by researcher. So a follow-up question or some other ideas that come rooted from the participants. Let's have a break once again. Uh, Check your understanding. Data for qualitative studies are A, based on words rather than numbers. B, easy and straightforward to interpret. C, gathered quickly from the large numbers of people. D, precisely analyzed on a computer. Mhm. I'll give you a sec. Okay, 60 seconds is up. The answer is A. So basically, in each approach to qualitative research, the purpose is to examine meaning. So instead of numerical value, basically in quali, it's word or phrase. How is text collected? Maybe written by participants on a particular topic of request or researcher. It's basically collected through interview and recordings, and narratives may be solicited by mail rather than in person. Text developed for other purposes such as patient records or procedural notes can be accessed for qualitative analysis. Sometimes also can be used in published text. Let's have another question. Pause. Which of the following is not common data collection method in qualitative research? A, examining written text. B, interviewing participants. C, observing participants. D, obtaining written surveys. The answer is letter D. Survey research is a type of quantitative research. I've been uttering this many times that quantitative is more on survey and questionnaires. While data collection methods in Quali includes observing participants, interviewing them, and examining written texts for historical facts. How are qualitative research results interpreted? The researcher offers his or her interpretation of what's going on. So in results and discussion, the researcher can say whatever he can say about the study. Then the focus is on understanding and explaining beyond that which can be stated with certainty. May focus on usefulness of findings for clinical practice or for ethnography, for education also. Researcher develops hunches about relationships that can be used to formulate tentative propositions that will lead to models or theory generations. The rigor in quali, openness, and adherence to the philosophical perspective, and also data saturation. When the data is saturated and the narratives are very common, you must stop to the point of saturation. And you can also use multiple sources of data, not only interview, you can also observe, and some historical document or text can be uh, needed in qualitative research. Rigor is impacted by all of the following negative factors: inconsistency in adhering to the method of philosophy, poorly developed methods, lack of data collection time. So there's a really need data collection time frame, or the poor data collection methods, and failure to consider multiple sources of data. Okay, guys, so this is the primer of Quali. If you have questions and comments, you can comments in the comment section, and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening, and see you next video lab about research and computers. Bye bye. See you later.